Women have been urged to take control of their finances to ensure that they are financially secured. That's the word from financial advisors who have also called on women to diversify and explore a variety of investments and to always keep a record of what they are spending their money on to avoid spending recklessly.
Spending less than you earn and learning to differentiate between needs and wants could help alleviate women's financial woes. Women are also encouraged to manage their debt, especially unsecured debt, as it incurs high interest. Avoid using credit for lifestyle spending and always ensure that you borrow wisely could help improve women's finances. Having an emergency fund of at least 3 months of their salary will help ensure that women do not rely on credit in case of an emergency.
Have that sort of 1 to 3 months worth of emergency savings in something that you can get the hold of the money quite quickly. So, for example, put it in a notice account that's less than 7 days. So you can get hold of that money very, very quickly. You can even prepay that into your bond. So that's where that sort of short term, you're going to use that money in the next 2 years. That's your emergency savings. You want no volatility on that as well. Then, of course, what you want to consider is that sort of medium term goal between 2 to 7 years. So that could be a house deposit in 3 years' time. It could be your kids' university fees in 5 years' time. All of those things, what you want to do there is you want to get a little bit of a combination of some cash and also some growth type assets. So a great opportunity or a great thing that you can consider there is something like a unit trust portfolio.
Experts say that women live on average 7 years longer than men. This means that they need to put more money towards retirement. And the earlier you start, the better for you to derive the benefits of compound interest.
Women do tend to live longer than men, on average 7 years more than men. So there's a couple of things that you need to think about. So you've got to potentially sort of sustain yourself for life longer, 7 years longer, which means that you need to have more money saved at retirement. So how do you do that? You start saving earlier for retirement and you need to contribute saving more for retirement as opposed to our male counterparts.
Women are urged to diversify their investments and explore the non-traditional ways of investing. One of South Africa's crowd investing funds is offering women an opportunity to invest in cattle farming for as little as 500 rand.
We've created very innovative and disruptive investment products that really appeal to the African concept of value. So they geared to anyone and everyone who wants to start investing. When we started the business, we looked to democratize investments. So the biggest struggle was that when you look at investments out there, they tend to be very difficult to understand. Just driven off the complex terms or complex jargon that tend to be used around investments. And also they required high minimums to start investing. So we looked to tackle that and make investments more affordable and accessible to everyone.
Women are encouraged to have a will and life cover and nominate beneficiaries. Just what are some of the financial blunders that women make with their money?
Not budgeting. That is a big mistake when it comes to managing your money. Maybe potentially doing a little bit more lifestyle spend. So, using credit to sort of maintain a certain lifestyle as opposed to trying to manage your debt. And then, of course, not having the emergency savings in place. Now, a couple of other things that women potentially don't do, which they should consider doing and should highlight, specifically if they have minor children, is making sure that they have a will in place.
Our goal as SV Capital is to educate South African women on the importance of saving and investing and to challenge them to always live within their means. That's the biggest part of it all. I think the biggest struggle we have at the moment is that a lot of people are living outside of their means, which means it directly impacts their ability to start saving and investing. So for women, I think the key takeaway really from this is to look at where you are financially at this point in time, set financial goals that will help you get to where you're going, and then start working actively towards reaching those goals.
Experts say that buying a fancy car can reduce your chances of securing a home loan. A car depreciates in value as soon as you take it out of a car dealership. Rather, invest in property as it usually appreciates in value and is generally regarded as a good investment. Naledi Matlapeng, SABC News.